In this episode, with great patience, we lash all the deck boards in its place using lots and lots of knots. With manual labor, long ropes, blocks and lever, and some extra help, we raise the 11-meter mast ourselves. All 5 of us move on board, and for a while our gear is placed in every free spot. A bit chaotic. We built our Warm Tiki 38 inspired by the ancient Polynesian twin-hull canoes. Our ambitious plan includes taking apart our little boat, placing her in a container and shipping her across the ocean on a cargo ship bound for Tahiti in French Polynesia. Upon reaching Tahiti, we will reconstruct our vessel, raise the mast and set sail into new and exciting adventures in one of the world's finest sailing paradises. In the last episode, we opened the container and everything was just as we had packed it. We carefully moved the hulls into a trolley, lashing them together with beams using tight knots. Finally, we launched our catamaran into the Pacific Ocean for the very first time. A thrilling moment for all of us. While we were excited to be on the water, the container was still full of gear that needed to be transferred onto the boat. Our next step was assembling the deck structure. We had designed the deck to hang beneath the beams, and every part had been packed carefully in a container, with the deck boards marked for easy assembly. The lower deck beams were lashed together and the deck boards were sewn onto them with tar rope, which, as it turns out, is impressively resistant to the sun.
Hva er det du driver med, Leif Erik? Nå filmer jeg litt her.
Så driver jeg og syr dekket på plass.
Sophie measured the length of the rope while Jan worked on securing everything from above.
Okay.
Ja.
Ja.
Jeg har ikke fått den. Der, ja. Så venter du litt.
It was slow, accurate work with countless knots to tie for each board, but after spending most of the day focused on it, the deck came together beautifully. It was a real team effort and a satisfying milestone in our journey. The next thing is to get the mast up, manually. I must admit it scared me a bit, raising a long mast with ropes and blocks and this lever. I didn't really understand how it would work. Norway's Constitution Day, May 17, is soon to be celebrated, and we have started preparing for it. We all love this kind of celebration, and Jan maybe the most.
Noen som lurer på hvordan vi gjør det? Helt perfekt balansert.
We had crafted a special lever and brought it along in the container. The biggest challenge was getting the mast upright and keeping it steady while hoisting. We struggled at first, especially with getting the mast off the ground, but luckily some passing by sailors lent us a hand. Andrea, the Italian that had helped us before, was huge help once more, pushing the mast upwards, while Jørgen, a Norwegian sailor, helped out pulling the ropes. Once the mast reached a certain angle, things became much easier. The real issue was the initial push when the mast was still flat on the deck. We had made sure to measure the forestays carefully so the mast wouldn't tilt too far backwards. Finally, we got the mast upright, and now our vessel is starting to look like a proper and happy looking little catamaran. We carried all our gear from the container to the boat and realized we had brought lots of stuff. Were we even able to find space for it? Boxes and bags, pots and pans. Some of it wet from the hole in the container roof. Some of it getting wet while carrying it. As mentioned before, Taravao is said to be the place in French Polynesia where it rains the most. At the same time, I realized I needed to get rid of a 43 feet high cube container. But that's another story. BareBare has 4 cabins and 2 toilets. The port main cabin features a double bed, soon to be adorned with cozy fabrics and cushions. There's space to hang our locally bought second-hand shirts and dresses. At the rear, a small table and bookshelf sit beneath a specially designed wallpaper that covers the bulkhead. In the front of the port hull, there's a compact cabin housing all 11 sails, ropes, and rigging equipment. The starboard forward cabin has a single berth for Oddvar, our oldest crew member, which he painted in his favorite color. The starboard main cabin mirrors the port side with a double berth, a small table, and a chair. At the rear of each hull, you'll find a toilet, along with plenty of extra equipment, spare parts, fishing and diving gear, a medicine box, and much, much more. On deck, near the mast, we have 2 food chests. One has 2 drawers for storage, and the other opens to reveal a small sink and a compact gas cooker. At the heart of the boat is a large table that seats up to 10 people. From here we have a 180-degree view, allowing us to see almost everything around us. The table is central to life on board, used not only for meals and socializing, but also as a workbench for building, repairs, sewing, and rope work. My favorite spot on the boat is the swimming platform. It's perfect for sitting with your feet in the water, cooling off with a swim, or simply enjoying the view. It's also a practical place to dock the dinghy, making it easy to come and go. At night we use it to hoist the dinghy safely out of the water. It's a clever and convenient feature, blending relaxation with functionality. The whole process was pretty chaotic at first, with things scattered everywhere. But after a while, we managed to get everything in its rightful place and finally got it all sorted out. In the next episode, we are going to sail into the beautiful paradise of Tahiti and experience the ultimate tragedy for a sailor. A huge thank you to all our amazing supporters and subscribers. Your motivation keeps us energized and truly means the world to us. Join our community today for just the cost of a coffee each month. Let's create something remarkable together. We're designing a unique mug for each and every episode of our adventure. Start collecting now and become part of the story.